Degloirespace signing in. You meet someone, you click, you get closer, you click some more, you have fun, you go out, you open up, you trust, then life starts knocking. Duty calls. You've been told again and again since you're a kid, life's not meant to be fun and games. So if it's fun and games, you're gonna feel like something's wrong. We can't just float like this forever. We need structure. We need to change. Usually this desire to change comes from the more insecure of the two. If the man feels like the woman might be slipping, he panics, he's emotionally invested already. He's got to act quick. He forces the dynamic. Or the woman might feel like this is not moving quick enough. Maybe he's not gonna commit. So she thinks, I need to secure this before I lose him. And so she pushes to formalize things as well. Let's be clear on something though, just to be fair. Sometimes the push for structure is not always from insecurity. It could be due to someone having a long-term vision as well. But one thing is for sure, no matter the reason, this is the point where dynamics of the relationship start to shift. There is now a power play present. Ultimatums could be introduced at this point. But the real victim of all of this is love. When fear enters, control follows, and then control chokes love. Love becomes collateral damage once the currency of the relationship becomes control. The problem with ultimatums is that they create fake structure. They're never harmonious. And then in power play, one person decides that the other needs to change. Now, I'm not saying that changes can't happen at this point. They do happen, but usually they're superficial. It's more obedience out of fear. Let's be clear on something. You cannot change another person. Can they change? Yes. Can you do it? No. You can influence, you can inspire, you can model, but you can't force. And this is the difference between authentic influence and manipulation. Ultimatums exist because change is hard. If you've ever tried to change, you'll notice that it's much more deep-rooted than it's not just a behavior. It's very, very deeply ingrained in us. So the work is a lot of effort. And when they want quick results, what do I do? Put them in a crisis. Ultimatum creates a crisis. For the other person, of course. And the problem is if the other person panics from fear of loss, it's no longer transformation, it's just compliance. It's a dictatorship. If you look at people who live in a dictatorship, they complied because what else can they do? This is the way, when they comply, that's the way that they avoid discomfort, that's the way they stay out of danger. But if you think for one moment that they like that dictator, you are wrong. And you should see countries where the dictator falls. It is not pretty. You can say that forced change under pressure builds quiet rebellion. And this isn't just true about romance, it's also true about families, friends, workplaces. So what do you do when you need your partner to grow so they can meet you or start achieving some of your goals? How do you bring them to your side? Is that evil? Is that bad? Some people will say, accept them as they are. And you know, that sounds nice. It appeals to our sense of morality and our sense of like being equal. But in relationships, in reality, that is not true. Some change is necessary. So how do you do it? 3 steps. Accept their nature, understand their wiring, and you gotta work with it, not against it. And this isn't manipulation. It's called relational intelligence. You have to make the process feel gradual, natural, and not aggressive. And you see, that takes time, that takes patience, that takes investment of yourself in it, because you're gonna get frustrated. It's almost like raising a child. The change needs to feel like it's their idea, not your command. If both parties are reacting emotionally, trying to force each other, it becomes a trauma. Nobody wins. Now here, some people might be like, hey, no, this is manipulation. You're trying to change someone how they are. You're not. Every single relationship in the world has forms of conditioning, and that is normal human behavior. We condition our kids, we condition how to behave at school, how to behave at work. It's the way to build a structure. You teach people how they should treat you, and you are taught by them how they should be treated. When we're dealing with the way the mind works, there is no room for idealism. Reality says you won't accept people as they are, and they won't accept you exactly as you are. It's just reality. There's always some form of compromise when you're dealing with somebody else. In relationships, there's always an agreement. Could be spoken, could be unspoken, and you shouldn't feel guilty that you want your partner to adapt to the way that you are, because you also adapt to the way they are. What is wrong is trying to control somebody, breaking their personality, crushing their passions, controlling their lives, putting them down so that you acquire what you need, threatening them with ultimatums. And let me tell you something, if you're going to use an ultimatum and you're going to say to them either that or love, then it means you're ready to walk away. And if you're ready to walk away, then walk. Degloirespace signing out.